Hello guys, it's me. You can call me David. So, I'm just a 21-year-old and I'm low-key feel a little stressed out. Mainly stressed out cuz of my financials um money related. I don't I was doing pretty well, I would say financially, or I was barely making 30K, which is considered low income to the IRS. And I can't say that it is very low income. You can barely do anything with that. Like seriously. You're not comfortable with 30K. You can't do much. Um but yeah, so the reason why I was just making this video is cuz just life doesn't feel the same. I mean, I know I'm getting older. I'm not that 13-year-old boy that was like, oh, I want to be an adult. I want to grow up already. I want to do my own stuff. I want to have my car. It's like when you're younger, you're like so obsessed with being like an adult. You want to be independent and you want to have your own stuff, but like you grow up. You're 21 or 18 or whatever. And then you have your first job. Yeah, you can't go out without work forever. You're gonna have to pay some bills, especially if you're Hispanic. You have to pay bills. That's as soon as I started working, I swear I had to pay rent. I was 16 and I paid rent. I mean, it wasn't that bad back then. It was 160 per month. That's pretty good compared to now. I pay like $648 on rent, and it's not even my own place. I mean, I'm living with my parents, and it ain't a bad spot. Yeah, I have some leg room, some privacy. It's good, and I'm happy for that. At least I have somewhere I could sleep in and have some time for myself. But going back to like you know you being young, wanting to be an adult, you want to grow fast, and then you get a job, you start realizing shit ain't as sweet as you thought. Things are not as easy as you thought. Maybe your parents, for your first job won't let you pay rent. And if so, good for you. But for others, we're not so lucky. So we're going to have to help out on rent. And yeah, you start realizing, you work for maybe a year, you get your W 2, and you probably don't even know what taxes are. I didn't. I didn't know what the fuck were taxes. Um, so, you're gonna have to pay those taxes at the end of the year, whatever your income was. And there's a tax bracket that, you know, everyone is included in that tax bracket. Even if you make like $5,000 a year, you're included in that. But you know, like I worked since I was 16. I didn't know there was taxes. My parents helped me file my first tax in 2021, and I only worked a month. I worked 2020 at the end of 2020 going into 2021. It was December. So I only worked probably like a couple days, and then the year ended. So I didn't have to pay taxes. Probably like $20 and that's it. And yeah, so I just started working for the past, I have like what, 6 years working now? Yeah, 6 years, maybe 5 years. I didn't file taxes. And I recently, last year, started like actually filing those taxes. So now I owe a whole bunch of money. Um, yeah, I owe like $4,000 or $5,000 probably in taxes. Let's just say 3,000 for in taxes, and then some other things like traffic tickets. I got stopped by the police, and since I got a traffic ticket, they suspend my license because I was had a ticket that I didn't pay for the same reason, for speeding. And yeah, and since I wasn't driving with a license or insurance, those charges almost add up to $1,000. I wasn't wearing a seatbelt, that also added $300 and some other bullshit that I don't know. So nearly $2,000 for those tickets. Let's just say 1,500. So in total, like 4,500, almost $5,000. I mean, it ain't that bad. It could definitely be worse. But you know, also just throwing that out there, I kind of cut my finger while I was cutting vegetables at work. I was chopping off some cabbage, and I had, we have some gloves for like, for you won't cut yourself, but I was wearing it in my right hand, so, cause I don't know how to explain this to you in work terms, but I kind of put the glove on my right hand because I was what's the word? Shredding some carrots, and I use my right hand to shred carrots, and then I use my left hand to like for cut when I'm cutting, like to line up my knife. Um, and I chop with my right, so I kind of just forgot to swap my glove to my left hand, and I nearly just sliced my whole finger off. I mm, I don't want to remember that shit, but started bleeding, and I was holding my finger like for dear life. Um, yeah, so I have 6 stitches going all over my finger for just not wearing my glove, just being, just not being cautious. So now I can't work in the kitchen, and yeah, and now I have to just work in the front. I have to do 5 days as a host instead of 4 days in the kitchen and one as a host. And what that basically means is that I'll just make less money. And that's a problem. Because I also have, like I was saying, 4,500, like $5,000 in just debt. Things that I have to pay off. And, some credit cards that fuck, credit cards are the worst, bro. I mean, it's kind of like a vicious cycle of, you pay off your credit card and then you're left with no money, and then I have to, just to keep myself fed, I use my credit cards. And then same cycle, I just pay it off, left with no money, and then use my credit card again. It's just that, bro. Just basically using money I don't have or I can't pay off at the moment. But about the money, about me not being able to work in the kitchen, that is gonna affect me a lot. Instead of my almost 1,500 check, I'll just probably get $800 check. Half half of the money that I make. And that is not great. I am I'm just sad, man. Like everything went to shit. Everything is going wrong. I cut my finger. I lost my kitchen job, so I'm making less money, and I'm in debt because I didn't fucking file my taxes for the last couple of years. And I hear this a lot. They're like, "It's your fault." Damn right it is. You think I don't fucking see that? You don't think I see that? Like, bro, I know that. Like, you can't stop stating the fucking obvious. I know it's my fucking fault. I'm trying to own up to it. But it's so damn fucking hard when you're not. When you're just a fucking failure, dude. Like, you just make some fucking mistake and everything just goes wrong, man. I feel devastated, man. That just I cut myself and now I'm making half my fucking paycheck. And I'm probably losing my kitchen job. Cause even after like getting better, like they already hired some people. They already hired people. They're covering my shifts. So like what are they gonna fucking do? Fucking fire those people? No. They're gonna keep them there. And I'm just gonna lose my fucking my money. So I have to figure out something with the fucking boss. Probably get a salary instead of an hourly, cause hourly is not working for me if I'm working in the front house, cause I'm making less hours, and the more hours you make, the more money you get. As simple as that. And since I'm not getting a lot of hours, I'm not making a lot of money. So if I get a salary, at least I could work less hours and still make the same amount of money, which in turn for me that would be good. If I if I can somehow make that work, talk to the boss and hopefully get a salary that is better than my pay in the kitchen, which I doubt, that would be better. Cuz I cannot be making a measly $800 cuz I pay 640 in rent. Like financially, I'm struggling, bro, and I fucking hate it. I hate being an adult. So, yeah, I'm done talking about myself, and if you're still here, thank you for listening. And yeah, man, that's the life of a 21-year-old. People definitely have it worse, but I just want to talk to someone. That's really it, man. Feel alone. So, yeah, man. Y'all take care. Bye bye.